What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of the Internet Capitalist Podcast with Luke Kish, where we talk about mindsets, experiences, and frameworks that will help you have fun, get rich, build cool shit, and positively impact the world. I am your host, Luke Kish, and welcome to episode number 23 of the podcast, all about building a dangerously effective marketing approach. Okay, so you might be sitting here thinking, I suck at marketing. I have no idea how to do it. I get so confused when I think about it. What software, what CRM, what strategy, what platform, texts, emails, YouTube videos, TikToks, Reels, ads, Facebook ads, Google ads, YouTube ads, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so if you feel like that, this is going to really help, and by the end of it you're going to have a different approach that'll make you dangerously effective. And it's really not as complicated as people think of it from an approach standpoint. Sure, the execution can take some time and it can take some effort to understand and nail, but from an approach standpoint, if you nail the approach, all you have to do is hold the approach and continue to move your feet, and you're going to get good at it. So first thing that I want to make clear is that marketing is won and lost before the point of the platform. It's like people obsess over like, what should I be on? TikTok, YouTube, this, Facebook ads, Google ads, YouTube ads, TikTok ads, text message marketing, cold outbound, whatever it is. People get so caught up on all of that, when the truth is all of it works, and it is won or lost before the point of clicking any buttons. So once again, let me just say that again. Marketing is won or lost before the point of clicking any buttons. Will you maybe have to click some buttons to further along your understanding of the people that you're trying to talk to and how you need to talk to them, to get to a point of comprehension of your market's problems, desires, needs, goals, where they're at mentally at different phases of your business's sales cycle? Will you need to maybe click some buttons to understand that? Yes. But once you understand that, and in understanding that, you win or lose the marketing campaign. Okay. So here's the reframe for everybody, especially if you're someone who's feels overwhelmed with like I just said, platform, this, that, the other. Here's how to think of marketing. Rather than thinking of it as marketing, think about it as human experience I must create. That's it. So rather than thinking about what hook or what anything, think, what experience do I need to create for my business, right? What am I trying to create as a human experience in this person that I'm trying to get to buy my stuff? And then you can break that down basically infinitely, but start with the huge thing. So first you start with the biggest experience you're trying to create. Okay. So maybe it's, you want to have this person to have a mental, emotional realization around the problem that they have, and then think of you as the solution. And then decide that that solution is worth more in use value than the cash value that they're going to exchange for your product, service, idea, whatever it is. If that is the end experience that you want to happen, you can then pull that back and think, okay, what are all the other experiences that this human needs to have along the way that's going to bring them up to that point of what I just said, right? Having the internal realization that solving the problem that they have by using the product you're selling or service you're selling is worth more in use value than cash value that they want to exchange. So if you want that to be the end result, what are all the other experiences that you're trying to create? Then when you're approaching a platform or you're looking at your business, it's not as much of a black box with a bunch of buzzwords on top of it. Right? It's more like, okay, right now we have a volume problem in the front end of our funnel, and we need to fix the volume problem at the front end of the funnel. So what does this mean? This means we have people who are cold, who don't know who we are, who are just trying to get to know us. We're trying to build some goodwill with. We're trying to answer the question in their mind, why should they listen to us? Why should they care? And we're trying to just, just create that first level of mind share in the person's brain where they think that we are worth listening to and not tuning out entirely. All right. And then that's the experience. Okay. So what's the ad got to do? The ad's got to just accomplish that. The piece of content has just got to accomplish that. Right. And then all of a sudden, what should the content be becomes a clearer question to answer. Or where should the content live becomes a clearer question to answer. You know, if you know you need cold traffic and all your cold traffic is on a certain platform, then you go to that platform or more of it, you know, because pretty much all cold traffic's across all platforms now. But where's more of it? And then, you know, are you creating this experience through paid or organic? What are the merits of it? Right. So then you can just start to answer these questions with more like first principles thinking, right? Like it's not like, oh, what ad do I need to build? Or, oh, what marketing material do I need to make? It's more like, will this create the human experience first it's, are the human experiences being created that are necessary to create this outcome? First, it's that. Like that's the overlying question. So then you have the big human experience, which is, you know, exchanging cash value for perceived greater use value, or, you know, hopefully real greater use value. That's the big thing. And then you want to break that down to all the other experiences that the person needs to have. And you'll get better at this. You'll refine this. You'll understand more granularly, okay, we want to have this little experience at this little component of this cycle, right? So, you know, maybe your say video sales letter, you know, you're trying to build more trust, and you say, okay, we want to have at some point this person, you know, build trust. So we need to have testimonial related stuff in there, because then they're going to be able to see from outside of us great results, people using our product and people bragging about us rather than us bragging about it. We also should self-deprecate where we can, right? Where are we not as great as the competition? Because in doing that, we're going to increase the believability of everything else that we say, rather than everyone else who's just trying to be like, yeah, we're better than everyone at everything. We're perfect. Here's all the great stuff. Don't listen to any of the bad stuff. That person is much less believable than the person that's like, yeah, you know, we have this service. It's amazing. But, you know, this part's a little bit more challenging for people. It could take you a little bit longer than some of these other guys. But hey, when you do get it with us, you know, it's going to be a longer stick and you're going to get a more long-term outcome. Which one's more believable? You know, we have the best results in the world, versus what I just said, right? So, okay, maybe we want to build some trust. There's building some trust. Maybe we want this person to look at us as an authority. Do we have tons of reputation in our space around being great, right? Do we have, social proof? Do we want this person to think in our minds that we're very real, or think in their minds that we're very real? Do we have, 5,000 testimonials? Do we have one testimonial, 3 testimonial? Whatever they see is what they're going to see. So you can create that human experience. At the beginning of the funnel, maybe you got them in and, you had them basically self-evaluate around the topic that your business exists in. Okay, great. Maybe the next step is you want to build some goodwill, right? So we want this person to think of us as someone who's helping them and who understands them. So what are the unspoken concerns that we know that this person has based off of the action that they took earlier in the funnel by clicking on the thing that was really cold, right? And related to this topic, what unspoken concerns do we know that this person likely has around our product or service, around the problem that our product or service provides? What are the unspoken concerns around the problem that our product or service solves? Can we answer them? Can we address them, right? And can we solve them as well for free? And in doing that, what's then going to happen? Now we're on this person's good list, right? Now in this person's mind, we're a friend. Now in this person's mind, we're helpful. Now in this person's mind, they want to now see what we have to say because we just addressed their unspoken concerns, gave them value, and asked for nothing in exchange. And then a couple weeks from now, then we're just following up and just checking in, right? Or if we've got on the phone with them, the salesperson took notes and, heard about, how their kid was graduating college. And we say, how'd the graduation go? Now we just care about them. Now this person is having the experience internally. Wow, this person, understands my problems, gave me value, actually cares about me. Okay, now we want this person to understand we have an offer. Oh, now we have the offer. Hey, is now the right time? And then you stack all of those things together, thinking of it not as marketing or sales, but more so just what is the experience that the human needs to have to create the outcome. It becomes a lot easier. Then it's not as much like, oh my God, marketing. It's more like, okay, human beings, psychology, influence, persuasion, and then just mapping out like human nature into your business, into your creative assets, into your marketing strategy, into your sales strategy. And for me, that's been a lot better, right? So, I got into marketing and sales, I got a really good understanding from, and that's where I understood psychology, right? So I really, really built and lived inside of a sales process by doing network marketing for 4 years. And I understood human psychology really well. I was just studying it and learning it and then living it firsthand. So I understood, hey, this is how we move people. This is how we, get people together. This is how we create belief. This is how we pique interest. This is how we open people up, all of these things. So when I came into marketing online, it was not that confusing. And I didn't realize why it wasn't that confusing, or really why it just worked pretty much right off the bat for me. And, in hindsight, it's like, because I understood psychology and I understood like human experiences, and I understood, okay, well, if we're on the internet, no one knows who we are. What experience do we need to create? And how could we create that in what our marketing says and does? And it worked pretty much right away, So that would be my advice. You want to become dangerously effective at marketing. Don't think of it as marketing. Think of it as creating human experiences. Human nature is human nature. It's pretty predictable and it's pretty, manipulatable. Obviously, I wrote dangerously effective because it could be dangerous in the wrong hands. Like understanding how humans work and, what triggers and buttons and building trust and, doing all of this stuff can be wielded for good or bad. You must choose to wield it for good. But if you think of marketing as creating human experience, you have the capacity to do it well, right? Obviously do not do unethical things when you understand human psychology is marketing, right? When you understand that you can lead people to certain outcomes, it's then your duty to ensure that you do it for the greater good and that you do it for, what's going to be a win-win situation. Off that point, one of the main experiences you want someone to have if you're trying to sell something to them is they want to feel belief and certainty and conviction from the person that they're buying from, that they now trust, respect. And that's hard to do if you don't have anything real. So obviously have something real, have something good. And then rather than thinking about marketing as platforms and hooks and TikToks and this shit and that shit and what creative should I make, cold, warm, hot, like rather than like covering up with a bunch of buzzwords and a bunch of platforms and softwares and confusing bullshit, remove all of that and just think, what is the human experience that we're trying to make right now? What's the big one? And then let's break that down into the smaller ones. And then as we get better, we can break it down to even smaller ones. And then it's like, we have this component of the experience of our business sales cycle, of our marketing machine, and we can break that singular component down. So now if we're just trying to open someone up and increase the top of the funnel, cold traffic, what's the experience within that experience that is going to make that most effective? And you could see, holy shit, we can become dangerously effective at this pretty quickly just by looking at it from a different lens, a different approach. So marketing, business is humans. Don't forget that. It's not fucking softwares. It's not like, ad creatives and fucking that shit. It's creating human experiences. Think from that. Have a good heart and lead from the right place where you're trying to help and have good intent. That obviously helps everything and brings with you a natural force that allows you to work a lot harder and do a lot more. Bring that, approach it from the mindset of creating human experiences, and watch your marketing become 100 times more effective. I don't care what kind of marketing it is. You think from that framework, you will do better than the guy who's talking about buzzwords and not focusing on what the human experience is and what the human is that they're talking to on the other line. The person who understands the human's problems, desires, needs, goals, and unspoken concerns, internal dialogue, and then has the ability to create experiences that are going to lead to the outcome they're looking for, that person takes the cake. That's the marketing wizard. It's not clicking buttons. All right. So thank you so much for listening. I hope this was helpful. If it was, please share with a friend. I don't run any ads on this. And my point is to just help you, hopefully. And then also, I enjoy doing this. So thank you so much for listening. I'll see you tomorrow for the next episode. This was the Internet Capitalist Podcast with Luke Kish. Hope you have a great day. Thanks. Bye.